The cities are growing, and Preetha ji was saying that but conditions are like rural. If they are like rural, I would have been happy. At least in the rural, pollution is less. In urban area, we have these facilities. Added to that, congestion, pollution, horrible conditions, encroachments, unauthorized constructions, violation of every rule. The urban governance is really in a mess. I'm a minister for urban development, and I say this, I say it with a heavy heart. So we have to think in terms of rejuvenation of our urban areas and bring back the governance. The smart cities are the flavor of the season. Everywhere you go, people are talking of smart cities and all. But it's not easy to make a city smart. It's a very tough task, not impossible, tough task. So what is the basic requirement is you need smart leadership. Leader, smart not in the means of suit, boot, coat, hat. Nothing wrong in wearing suit, boot. Some people criticize others forgetting their own forefathers have been wearing suit and boot. And they feel people do not know the history. Fathers and forefathers. You need smart leader who has a vision, who had an understanding, who have clarity, who had the dedication, and who had the determination. Unmindful of the obstructions, he must be in a position to take the city forward according to the vision. You need such leadership who can take hard decisions. Hard decisions need to be, you need to remove the encroachment. You need to be tough. You can be tough only if you are honest. My Prime Minister in Gujarat, he has removed thousands of even places of worship from the roads. Thousands of places of worship of all religions, of course. And then he ordered raids on the people who are unauthorizedly using power. That also was a difficult task. People thought he'll be finished in municipal election, panchayat election. But he swept the polls after removing all these encroachments. You need that determination. Secondly, you need smart people also. Unless people are willing, you can't transform a city. People want smart city, but they don't want to be smart. What is smartness? Not allowing encroachment, not putting garbage in front of your house, not violating the rules, not constructing unauthorizedly, not keeping quiet if somebody is doing something unauthorizedly. These are all the characteristics of smart people. So you need a smart administrator, you need smart people also. Then only this will become possible. Otherwise, some people are thinking that Modi is going to create cities and he is not Indra to create cities and then place them here and there. They need to be built by the people, locally. The central government will do the hand-holding, will give you some funds, will give you some technology, some knowledge and information. But the state also can support you, but at the end of the day, it is the urban local body and the people there who has to take up this task of smart cities. Friends, I was very happy after 7-8 months deliberations. Yesterday, Cabinet have approved 100 smart cities, the concept, the contours of it. In addition to this, yesterday, the Cabinet also has approved a scheme called as Amrut, Atal Mission for Rejuvenation of Urban Transformation. Atal, the great man Atal Bihari Vajpayee, who brought the development to the country, where he brought in air connectivity, rail connectivity, highway connectivity, rural connectivity, tele-connectivity, television connectivity, port connectivity, political connectivity, he brought to the country. You count anything, he stands tall in every aspect. Chennai to Calcutta, Calcutta to Delhi, Delhi to Jaipur, Jaipur to Ahmedabad, Ahmedabad to Mumbai, Mumbai to Bangalore, Bangalore to Krishnagiri, Dharmapuri, Kanyakumari, 4-way highway. 50 years, one way or no way. 5 years he created 4-way highway. Then he wanted to go on to six line also. Even television channel, it used to be 50 years, only one channel, Doordarshan. Doordarshan dekhna, black and white, wahi dekhna. But he brought a revolution. Even in telecom also he brought a revolution. So that's why we thought it's fit to name the scheme after him, Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation. Because the Prime Minister is very keen that India has potentiality. India has the resources. India has the talent. India has the history. So he feels that India has to be transformed into a strong and stable nation. He is making all-out efforts, the Prime Minister. He is very clear, unmindful of the opposition being created here and there. He is not going to going back on any of the issues. We are determined. Reforms with a human face. Reforms with roots in India. The reforms that will suit to the people of India is very determined. There may be some obstacles for some time, but we know how to overcome them also. But some people are becoming impatient. 10 महीने हो गया, 11 महीने हो गया, ये नहीं हुआ, वो नहीं हुआ. 10 महीने में, 11 महीने में क्या होता है? Somebody was telling in the Rieter vein, you can have a child, but you can't expect the child to run. 9 months you can have a child, the 10th month. But the child takes time. So now this new government have inherited a situation wherein we have fiscal deficit, revenue deficit, trade deficit, current account deficit, above all trust deficit. Now those deficits are being cleared one after another. A new mood of confidence have come. Now everywhere the Prime Minister goes around the globe, everywhere there is reception. The massive response is getting. The attention is getting. He means the country is getting today. Now it's a resurgent India. People want to invest here. Earlier, people of India want to invest outside. Now they want to invest here. They are looking towards India. That is a favorable atmosphere for us now. He has created that atmosphere. He has created that confidence. Modi means 3D. Decisive, dynamic, and development-oriented. Modi. That's the general average feeling of the people. Even you have seen what is happening in Nepal also. I don't want to boast. Within 1 hour of the incident coming to his notice, he has alerted, called a meeting, and then immediately yesterday, you might have seen the Nepal ambassador to India has made a significant comment. He said, unbelievable support is coming from India. Unbelievable support is coming from India. Nepal is our neighbor. Prime Minister told them, your pain is our pain. Because almost Nepal and India were civilizational contacts for years together. So that's why today, friends, these 2 schemes which were approved yesterday, one is for 100 smart cities, and then another one is for urban rejuvenation for 500 cities across the country. Why 500? There are 500 cities which are having more than 1 lakh population. The earlier mission, JNRM, was covering only 68 cities. This is covering 500 cities. Then another 100 cities, smart cities. Then another 12 cities as heritage cities. Because we have got a lot of heritage, culture, which our forefathers have given to us. We have to preserve it and showcase it to others also. That's the idea behind this Hriday. It's called as Hriday, Heritage Development and Augmentation Yojana. After a consultation, almost some 15, 16 countries have shown interest in smart city concept. They came, they met me, they made presentations. Number of companies in India, they are like Infosys, Wipro, Tata, everybody, they are also interested. They also came and made presentation. We have taken the knowledge from all of them, and we have consulted the states because we are a union federal government. Center, state, and urban local bodies, we must go together. So we have taken the states into confidence before finalizing these 3 missions. And now the task before us is to promote adoption of smart city solutions for efficient use of available assets, resources, and infrastructure with the objective of enhancing quality of urban life and providing a clean and sustainable environment. Special emphasis will be given to participation of citizens in prioritizing and planning urban interventions. Without people's participation, nothing will succeed. Planning from Delhi and trusting upon the people is not because one model do not fit in all. So you have to have the people's consultation. We have made it mandatory now. Every city will plan for itself. They will be guided, but at the same time, they will plan for themselves. There will be round tables in every city. This will attract the people and investment also to the city, setting in motion virtuous cycle of growth and development, because citizens know how to prioritize what they want. The cities will follow a mixed model. One is retrofitting model, will develop an existing built area of more than 500 acres in general states, 250 acres in northeastern states and small states like Goa, Andaman, Pondicherry, Union Territories. Second model is redevelopment model, will replace the existing built environment in an area greater than 50 acres. The new layout will be developed with enhanced infrastructure, mixed land use, and increased density. The third model is greenfield model, will develop a previously vacant area of more than 250 acres using innovative planning, plan financing, and plan implementation tools with the provision for affordable housing, especially for the poor, because you cannot have your life without the people who are ready to give you a helping hand or supplement your efforts. So you need to take care of the poorer sections also. In addition to the above models, cities will adopt a pan-city development, which will apply some smart solutions in existing infrastructure, which will make the city inclusive in nature. The mission would aim towards comprehensive development of physical, institutional, social, and economic infrastructure. The selection process of smart cities would be based on a city challenge competition based on their proven capabilities and willingness to take forward the much desired urban reforms. This is the important aspect. It's not that Prime Minister is going to select, or the Chief Minister is going to select, or I am going to select. After hearing this, many people were disappointed yesterday, particularly politicians, because they thought that the ministers is going to sanction and then they can approach the ministers. No. Mr. Bloomberg, mayor of New York, came and met Honorable Prime Minister, had discussion, then Prime Minister asked him to meet me. He met me, we had extensive discussions, and then he said that he will give a formula for city challenging system. He will extend support technically also, and he will take some of these people to states and show them some of the good models there. And we have accepted the offer. So there is going to be a city challenging system where the cities has to run for competition, depending on your willingness for reforms, depending on your capability and capacity. What is the population of a city? What is the revenue? What is the population of the city? What is the employees ratio? Many of the cities, left and right, they have recruited people. 85 to 90% of the revenue of the city is going for salaries to the employees. Then where is the money for development? So there has to be a rational approach. And some of the cities do not collect taxes, but still they want to become a smart city, which is not possible. Some say one of the cities in South India recently met me and told it's a very important city. I also have fascination for that. For 12 years, they have not revised their taxes. It's not a great thing. So, and there are no money for salaries. That cannot be allowed to happen in the future. So this ratio of employees, population, and revenue, then the transparency, then the civic communities you have, then your sanitary rating, then your solid waste management, then your transport rating, then your drinking water rating, then your credit worthiness. If somebody want to fund you also World Bank or IMF or JICA, Japanese institution, or even HUDCO or LIC, they will see whether you are credit worthy or not. So you have to become a credit worthy. You have to follow certain discipline. And then even if you want to issue municipal bonds also, municipal bonds will be successful depending on the health of the municipal administration. So all these things we are trying to sensitize people. Because people are used to a system wherein they used to think that the municipal man gives a memorandum to the state minister gives a memorandum to the chief minister gives a memorandum to central minister gives a memorandum to prime minister, and prime minister has to give a memorandum to World Bank or what? Asking for money. So the money will not come from heaven. It has to come from the people. So you have to pay for the services. You must be willing to pay for services. If the services are good, the experience shows people will be willing to pay taxes. You collect tax and use it for some other purpose. That's why there is reaction among the people. So you follow a transparent method, collect taxes, and tell the people, saying that I am going to use for this, and then show to the people that you have used for the same. Then people will pay taxes. So all these criteria will be considered for selecting smart cities. Will be done through a special purpose vehicle. The states and urban bodies would have to ensure dedicated and substantial revenue stream for the SPV so as to make it self-sustainable. From Government of India, we are going to spend 100 crore rupees per year for 5 years for smart cities, for every city, 100 crores. But 100 crores is not sufficient. Even with the states match with another 100 crores, that also is not sufficient. So the only way is, as Vanitha was saying, it is a PPP model. Public-private partnership is the only way out. For public-private partnership, people will come and invest provided if there is guarantee about the health of your urban local body and the willingness of the leadership to take reforms. Otherwise, people will not come and invest for charity. And we don't want to take charity also. And no city will be willing to do it. So, keeping that in mind, we want to, first of all, sensitize. We have been doing it. And then we will select the cities through competition. The comprehensive city development plan will be prepared that will converge with other plans and schemes, contain interventions in governance, mobility, transport, ICT, energy, water supply, stormwater management, sewage treatment system, solid waste management, smart buildings, health, education, environment. All these aspects will be considered. There will be a special focus on inclusive development on the particular needs of the poor and the disadvantaged. There will be affordable housing component also in the entire plan. Friends, the mission will start this year itself, the Smart Cities mission. The government vision for urban development is to ensure that urban spaces are equitably shared by all the sections instead of only rich and affordable benefiting from it. Urbanization is propelled by the hope and reality of the opportunities for advancement, and we are committed to bridge the gap between the hope and reality. Our vision is to facilitate the case of ease of doing business in urban areas which are the prime locations of economic activity while enhancing the quality of urban life concurrently. These two are mutually reinforcing. We can take advantage of urban agglomerations if only we can provide the necessary social, physical, economic and institutional infrastructure in urban areas. So, comprehensive development of the cities, the remaining cities, is going to be brought about by this Amrut, the new scheme. We have learned from some lessons from the JNRM, and whatever shortcomings are there, we are trying to rectify it in this. Under Smart City Initiative, focus will be adequate and clean water supply, sanitation, solid waste management, efficient urban mobility, public transport. This is also another important aspect for any smart city. Unless you increase public transport, the life is becoming hell. In Delhi, there are 85 lakh private vehicles, private or public vehicles. So much congestion, so much pollution. The focus has to be on metro rail, rapid rail system, circular rail, BRT. These are the experiences across the globe, and we see how the metro Delhi is doing a wonderful job. Tomorrow I am in Bangalore, inaugurating the first phase of metro of Bangalore tomorrow. And Chennai also is moving faster, Cochin is moving faster. Now we have sanctioned recently Ahmedabad also. I am going to sanction for Lucknow also shortly, a metro. Then we have also recently received a detailed project report for Vijayawada, new capital city from Mr. Sudhir, and also we want to give priority to that also because it's a new capital developing. The idea is encouraging public transport and e-governance, citizens' participation, robust IT connectivity, safety and security of citizens, health and education and sustainable urban environment. These are the top priority areas. Whereas the 500 cities that Amrut takes care of the basic infrastructure, basic needs. Another important factor is that you need urban reforms such as e-governance, constitution of professional municipal cadre. There is no municipal cadre, unfortunately. The Prime Minister wants even the IAS officers to go through the municipal training. He was sharing with some of us in the cabinet some time back. Unless he goes through the training, you have IAS, IPS courses designed for general administration. You need to train people in the municipal administration also. And then you need to have a municipal cadre in every state, devolving funds and functions to urban local bodies. 73 and 74th Amendment says 29 subjects to be devolved, 3 Fs, funds, functions and functionaries. But unfortunately, many of the states have not yet devolved the funds, functions and functionaries to the local bodies. The Prime Minister took another historic decision of transferring 42% of the central resources to states, 14th Finance Commission recommendation, 5% of the central funds to municipal bodies, local bodies. That also is a major decision which will strengthen the hands of the local bodies in the coming days. We are also thinking of review of building bylaws, single window clearance, improvement in assessment and collection of municipal taxes. You digitize the records, your revenue will go up automatically. Hyderabad has done it, Bangalore has done it. Earlier it was 765 crores per year. By digitization of records, it has gone to 1,035 crores without enhancing taxes. So revenue leakage can be arrested. And then as I told you, credit rating of urban local bodies, then issuing municipal bonds also, and auditing of the water, energy. This is also very much required. When you make free, people use it left and right. I don't believe in free, except for those suppressed and depressed, oppressed people. People are willing to pay charges provided if you give them good services. In Gujarat, no free power. For free power, there is a glamour everywhere. Free power means first low power, then no power. No power is free power only. People want assured power. People want quality power. People want good water. Many of the people who are affordable, they are now using mineral water. What is this? The government is not able to provide you clean drinking water, forcing you to purchase mineral water at a cost of 12 rupees a bottle. Milk is 12 rupees for the farmer, and water you are purchasing also is 12 rupees. See the irony. So we need to have water audit and also energy audit. We need to transform from this to LED. Delhi 5 lakh street lights are going to be changed for LED without any cost to citizens, any burden to urban body, any burden to state government, any burden to central government. All the Delhi street lights are going to be changed to LED thanks to energy conservation. They will collect back the money through the savings which will be accrued to them. The same model has to be followed across the country. Then we must also focus more on solar power. That's an area which was not given priority earlier. The government wants to give priority. Every house must have some solar system. And government must be able to transmit it and use it also and give them some rebate for the people. Because India, we are fortunate. When I go abroad, sometimes when you get into cars, our friend tells us today, oh, sir, Naidu, today is a very sunny day. I didn't understand what is sunny day. Initially, I couldn't understand. I said, what is sunny day? No, sun is shining today, it's very bright. Then I told him, in India, sun will be shining all 365 days. We are very fortunate. We are very fortunate, but we are not taking advantage of it. Then rainwater harvesting. Every drop of water has to be preserved. We have to learn lessons. In future, there is going to be water is going to be a contentious issue, and there may be fights also on water. Already we are seeing fighting between two states and neighboring states. So we have to conserve every drop of water. Rainwater harvesting system must be made mandatory for every house. To sanction a plan, you must have a rainwater system in your house, small, whatever small it is. And you need to have a water recycling also. We are wasting so much water. That also is part of the smart city and urban regeneration program. We have to learn from others. See Singapore, they have a water recycling plant. I have gone there, I saw it. And then they gave me the bottle. I did not hesitate. I took it. The other man said, no, I am also taking it, sir. Don't worry, take it. So I took that water. Nothing has happened so far. So first of all, we must set examples to others. We must use that water at least for gardening, to start with, for other purposes, cleaning your utensils, etc. Because you can't afford to waste water like this. There is no water. Now bore wells in certain places are going to 1,000 feet, 1,400 feet. On one side agriculture, other side drinking water also. That's another major area where you need reforms. Interlinking of rivers. That's also top on the agenda of this government. Though some people here and there are saying ecologically kya hoga, environmentally kya hoga, jo hoga, hoga. पहले सबको पानी पहुंचाना है. We have to take care of floods, drought, and starving people, because you cannot have life without water. You may decide not to marry, you can have life without wife, but you cannot have life without water. My wife is not here, I can say safely, no problem. Water has become an essential part of life. You cannot sustain without that. So friends, these goals can only be achieved by people's participation. The classical definition of sustainable development formulated by the World Commission on Environment and Development is that it is development which meets the needs of present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. These two things, there has to be balance between development and environment. The cities we have inherited are not just sustainable in the way we use limited resources in urban areas and raising inequities. This has to change, and change quickly. Sustainable urbanization warrants efficient use of resources like the land, water, and electricity. Addressing the environmental concerns shall be integrated to planning for substantial urbanization. Better designing of roads to avoid traffic congestion can address the problem of air pollution. Our focus should be on living in harmony with the nature instead of living at the cost of the nature. So, nature, culture, and better future. These three things has to be kept in mind. Nature, culture, and future. So friends, some of these suggestions that are made, I'm happy that a study has been conducted by these Berkeley Haas students. I had a glance of their plan, particularly what they have written about Vizag. I'm really very happy because I am a student of Vizag. I lived there for some years as a student activist and also as a student, and also I had the great opportunity to be in Visakhapatnam jail for 1.5 years, thanks to Indira Gandhi, during emergency. Mr. Salman Darwin and his team has presented this report, this Berkeley Haas report. I will go through it carefully because the smart city was initially announced meeting between our Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Barack Obama, American President. They have identified 3 cities. Vizag is one of them, and these youngsters have made a good study. I will not only study myself, I will ask the Visakhapatnam collector and also municipal commissioner and also the state administration also to go through this report and see to what extent that can be made use in finalizing the plan for Vizag, this thing. Friends, I am happy that AIMA has created this National Leadership Conclave. Open dialogue is crucial for finding better ways to move the nation forward. Ministers, everybody, all leaders should go on learning, learn. I believe that ministers also should learn instead of yarn. That should be the motto for everybody. Every leader also should learn. Leader do not mean a political leader. My daughter always tells me a leader means leader in every field. A doctor can be a leader, a teacher can be a leader, an architecture can be a leader, and a farmer also can be a leader. So leaders and management is also with an important component in the qualities of a leader. Keeping that in mind, I